Alright, hello friends, welcome to Historian Stitch. We are doing another 40s, 50s-ish hairstyle how-to video, or at least how I do it. This time with curls. I am using pillow curls, pillow curlers, rather than what I normally do of rag curls or the foam and plastic curlers that are like pink and green and blue and yellow. Those two work perfectly fine, but I wanted to see what these were about, and I have 20 of them. Currently, 9 of them are in my hair already. They're at the back of my head because that is the most complicated part to do, but I wanted to show y'all a little bit for at least one side. I'm not going to force you to watch both sides, but at least one side, if not just the upper half of one side, so that y'all can see how that works. And then we're going to jump forward to tomorrow, and I'm going to show y'all taking them out and figuring out how to style it, because I don't know what these are going to do. I know with rag curls, they are super tight, like springboard springs. With the curlers, they kind of work. Usually my hair is still wet in the middle, so they fall out within 10-15 minutes, give or take. I'm hoping that my hair is currently dry enough that it won't do that with these, but they're also satin covered, so I'm wondering if that might help a little bit. Definitely a little bit easier, or not easier, but less time to put in. The trick with these is going to be how well they stay up while I am sleeping, because I have a lot of hair. It doesn't dry very fast, even down. Half the time I still wake up in the morning and it is very much wet. So we're gonna see what happens. So yeah. Basically, I split my hair up into 3 chunks, and then those 3 chunks, each respective one, I will split in half, so I have an upper half and a lower half. Because, with the back half, which I, again, have already done, I just go the rest of the way with the part down the middle, and then split it up into those chunks. And because I figured these are so small, I'm doing much smaller curls than I normally would. With rag curls, I grab almost big chunks, but I still manage to get at least 8 on, this chunk here. I will put 8 rag curls, 8 at the back, 8 at the side. I have a feeling at this rate I'm going to end up using most or nearly all 20 of them. So yeah. But I split it up into chunks and then just use my rubber bands to keep it there. Make sure I brush out each time. I am by no means a professional at this, let me tell you now. Roughly split it in half, top to bottom, so that at least both chunks feel about the same clump size. Tie up said clump. Usually, it depends on the day and what I'm doing. A lot of times I tie the bottom one and do the upper one first, that way it's out of the way. I have definitely done it the other way too, though. And with this, I'm just going to split it in half again, because I only really want to do 4 on each side. Or 8 on each side, not just 4, but 8 of them on each side. Yeah. So, pull it out. I usually wrap at least twice, and I roll from underneath. partially out of ease for me because that's the way my hands want to do this anyway. And just roll her on up. Probably not near wet enough at this point because I've been sitting in front of fans, but this part is the tricky part, is getting them to actually tie and stay, but for the most part it's working pretty well. So yeah, pull it out, grab it 2 to 3 times, roll her up, twist it down. So there's 2 of my 4 for this front chunk, and I'm going to continue doing, these are actually working much better than the back ones did. Huh. I'm going to continue doing all of this and show y'all the end product of putting them up, and then I'm going to bed and we'll see what happens in the morning. So alright, so through this whole section, obviously I'm putting my hair up, but here in just a second, basically, you're going to see that I realized that mistakes were made, because I only had 3 of the pillow curlers left by the time I got to the other side, and I still needed 8. I cut that back to 6 and promptly improvised, and I'll explain how I did that in the next chunk of video. So yeah, basically mistakes were made, things happened that probably shouldn't have. I'll have to probably find more, or I'll just keep using the rag curls that way, because that the few curls that do come out in the end actually work much better there than they did with the actual pillow curlers, so might be doing that again. So yeah. Stay. Alright. I used all 20 of them. I still have this chunk left, and we're going to attempt something of maybe I can make some more pillows out of my rag curlers. Maybe. Fingers crossed, because I don't know what else I'm going to do other than improvise this particular way, which might work. We'll see what happens. looks the same as the rest of them. It's just tied instead of twisted. And a little bit harder instead of squishiness. Maybe. We'll find out in the morning. So, see if I can do this again. Alright. Well, with a couple of improvised ones, here we are. Now to see what happens come morning. So, see y'all then. Alright, so it is the next day. Obviously, I went and I covered my hair. I moved far too much, and they were all going to come undone if I didn't. Probably part of why it takes so long to dry, but since it was mostly dry last night, these, at least at the front, feel done. We'll see what happens. So yeah, we're going to take it down and see, or at least we're going to take a few of them down and see what are we doing happens. Madam Scarlett. Alright, lay in my lap. That works too. So, I think I want to start at the back again and work my way forward. Okay. That's a little loose for my taste, but we'll see what happens with the rest of them. Alright, so didn't do what I thought it would. Barely did anything at all, actually.
It looks like it usually does after it's been washed and is happy again, and that's all it did. So maybe next time I will use mousse. Um, so yeah, can't really do the curly hair 40s style today. So I will have to retry this. But it's a learning experience, and I'm still going to put it up for all of you to see. And yeah, I will see y'all next time with hopefully better results. Alright, so last thing of I actually managed to get it 40s-ish of doing the very Edwardian curls on both sides again, because this time I have it split down the middle, and then I just tied up the rest with bandana, and yeah, there are still things you can do with it, even when it fails. It's just not exactly what I wanted to explain to y'all today. So, here we are. I don't know if I said it at any other point, but we have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, obviously. So, like, follow, subscribe to one of those, if not all of those, please. I'm really bad about keeping up with Instagram, but I'm trying to be a little bit better, trying to make time for it. So, yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.